Alright guys, so I took my rinsed clothes out of my washer. These are three white adult-sized towels, um, and I've loaded them in there. That seems to be about the capacity of this machine. It says not to exceed the height of the machine, and I'm already pretty close with three towels. Also, because towels hold the most water and they're pretty heavy, I figured either towels or jeans would be a good stress test for this machine. So three of them is about as much as I'm going to load it up. Some things about this machine is when it's plugged in, if this lid is closed, it will start automatically. There is no on-off toggle switch. As soon as you close that lid, it will turn on. So I would probably leave it unplugged while you're loading, just in case, especially if you have small kids, so they don't close the lid and it starts empty or when you haven't balanced the load. Also, another thing is if you put wet clothes in there, make sure you have your bucket in first, because even though it's not on, just from the gravity, it's already starting to drain. And I wasn't aware of this. I didn't have my bucket under there, and my floor's gotten a little wet, but I cleaned it up. So just make sure you have your bucket under there before you load your clothes. But yeah, let me go ahead and pop this lid on. Alright, so while I was loading these towels, I kind of put them in and spiraled them around the outside. So this should be a pretty balanced load. Now, I'm going to close this lid and I'm not going to touch it because I want to see how much it shakes. If it starts shaking too much, then I'm going to hold it down. And as the speed increases, it's going to stabilize out. But I'll give you an idea of how loud this particular machine is and how stable it is. It's important to note this machine has these little rubber booties on there, so that should absorb a lot of the shock and give it some good grip. Do not put this on a carpet because underneath is where the motor gets its air from. So if you put this on something like a carpet, you could possibly burn out the motor or start a fire. So don't do that. But let's go ahead and close the lid and see what happens. Alright, a little bit of shaking, not too bad. And look at all of that water pouring out of there. Now, I didn't really have a bowl. This is just like a kitchen cook pot. I'm hoping it's going to be big enough. Now, again, these were towels. I tried to wring them out as best I could by hand. But because I probably should have spun them first before I rinsed them. So these towels have not been rinsed. I know I said that at the start, but as you can see from all the water that's come out, I really should have spun them after I was done with the wash and then rinsed them. So I'm going to go ahead and give these towels another rinse when I'm done here. But yeah, look at how much water it took out of those three towels. And those towels, as I said before, I hand wrung them as best I could to get all the water out of them. So this has really gotten a lot of water out. And I'm going to stop talking for a minute just so that you can hear how quiet this unit is. I don't even know if you guys can hear that or not, but it is almost whisper quiet. If I was whispering, and someone was next to me, it would be about the same volume. So really quiet machine, and so I'll let you guys know when the load is done, and I'll take it out and I'll give you kind of just the best approximation of how dry it is. Just whether it's damp, whether it's dripping. How close it feels to dry. I don't have a scale. Some people, I might post a link to their videos. They've measured the clothes when they're wet, and then spun them out, measured the weight of the water, and measured the weight of the final clothes, and then the clothes when they're dry, and used that to calculate how much water approximately this gets out. From what I've heard, it's right around 90% of the water. So there's only 10%. It should feel maybe not bone dry, but it should feel better than damp, I'm hoping. Because I don't have a dryer, I don't have a tumble dryer or a heat dryer, so I'm just going to end up hanging these towels and other things up on a drying rack and letting them air dry for a couple hours. So I will also probably post at the end of the video how long it took for these towels to air dry once they were done with the spinner. But yeah, let's see how dry these clothes are. If I can get the little protective lid out of here. Alright, here we go. Wow, that's not bad. Definitely better than damp. I'd say it's close to damp. Um, it's kind of cold to the touch, which means that there's still some water in there, but nothing I can't shake out. And I have a feeling probably within an hour or two, these towels are going to dry. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to hang these up. I'm not going to use a box fan. I'm not going to use a heater cooler. I'm just going to let them air dry. In fact, it's nighttime outside, so I'm not even going to use the sunlight. I'm just going to hang them up in an apartment that doesn't really have great airflow, and I'll post in the description or at the end of the video how long it took to dry. But yeah, so there you guys go. That's the Nina Spin Dryer from the Laundry Alternative. Great piece of machine, and like I said earlier, I give it about 4 out of 5 stars. It's wonderful for the price. A lot better of a spinner from what I've seen than what most of the twin tub washers have, and I do have a twin tub washer. I'm not going to mention any brands or anything like that, but I can definitely say this particular spinner a lot better than the spinner you're going to get on a twin tub. So this is definitely worth it. Even if I have it because this is just a washer and this is just a dryer, so the two together go in perfect harmony. They complement each other. If you have a twin tub washer, alright guys, sorry, I ran out of memory on my phone. But like I was saying, yeah, if you have a twin tub washer, still worth it to invest in a better spinner like this one is great. Go ahead, wash your load in your laundry machine. For rinsing, I would just spin it in your twin tub spinner, then do your rinse cycle, and then finish it off in this spinner. It's going to get it a lot closer to dry. My particular twin tub washer gets about 80% dry. This one definitely feels like it's closer to 90%, and that may save you an hour or two from your drying time if you're air drying. So this is worth every penny. But that's it, guys. That's the Nina Spin Dryer. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. If you want to see more content, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other washer reviews. But yeah, very impressed with this particular dryer. I'd say 4.5 out of 5 stars. The only reason why I took a half a star off of it is because when it's plugged in, it doesn't have a toggle switch to it, and the fact that there seems to be no internal storage for the water. So if you put in clothes without a bowl below it, just from the gravity, it will spill out on your floor. So that's just something to be aware of. And I'm not a huge fan of this spigot design. I get it from an engineering standpoint, but you can get some pretty cheap fluid pumps, and the clothes themselves, only the bottom of the spinner is about here. So there's all this room down here. I know there's a motor under there, but when I looked under the grate, there seems to be just some empty space. I'm surprised they didn't put like a tank or two under there that the fluid can spin down into, and then put a little port with a little fluid motor on the side to either let it gravity drain, as you've seen other videos do, or pump it out. But again, nothing wrong with this particular design. That's just my engineering opinion. And so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.